Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back. Well, I did it. I made it in time to get a video done for the following week. How about that? So, hope you're all well. I just checked and hubby is working out at his garage, so this is the perfect time for me to get a Father's Day card done for him. And I know we've been working on our A to Z project, but I think I had shown you this stamps that I got from Aall once before, the Flock Together stamps that I really, really wanted to use. And since next in our A to Z project is Bella and Friends, although it's an adorable set, just wasn't what I wanted for Father's Day. So I've taken the woodpecker from Aall and stamped it onto a piece of watercolor paper. Now, I'm not a watercolor person, but I like watercolors, and I do play with them. But if it's important to you to know, I used some Canson cold press. What else? 140-pound watercolor paper, just in case anybody needs to know that. Ooh, did I touch my cord? I touched my camera cord. Remember, that's a good way for me to lose everything. And doing this on the watercolor paper because we're going to use some watercolor pencils. The woodpecker really doesn't have a whole lot that needs colored in. He really is, when I started, because I have been playing with it, trying to decide colors and stuff, and he really is rather a boring bird. He only has a little bit of red on him, and I did add a little color to his underbelly. I stamped him a little off to the side and down because in the stamp set there's also a little descriptive stamp that says woodpecker climbs trees, trunks to find insects, tough pointed beak, peck, peck, peck. And I stamped it ahead of time because I stamped it with my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And you know that sometimes takes a second to dry. That's the only reason I stamped it ahead of time. And as a matter of fact, I have the other stamps set up on my Stamparatus to do once we have some coloring done. So I have a little tin of my watercolors here because I am going to add some background color. And I think I decided on Moonglow. These were some Daniel Smith colors that I had made a little pan palette out of. And because we're going to use a tiny bit of red on his head, I've already cut a mat in Cherry Cobbler. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I thought I would layer it onto a black card panel. Oh, this is a flippy-uppy one. I might cut a different one. I don't think I want that kind. I just pulled it out of my black cardstock. See if I have one already cut that's, I think these are all top folding. All right, well, let's just cut another one and have that ready. Sorry about that. See, thought I had everything prepared. I have watercolor brushes ready to use. And I was going to get a pot of water and use brushes, but since there's such a little bit to color on him, I decided just to use my aqua brush. Let's see, I'll score this at 4 1/4 and trim it at 5 1/2. All right, boy, I gotta tell you, I went to changed the blade in that the other day, and it was stuck in the packaging. And when I went to pop it out, I caught it with my thumb, and it went into my thumb. Oh my gosh, it was so sharp. Oh, I thought I was going to cry. Okay, that'll be better. All right, so let's get started and see where we can go with this. The one nice thing is to do a little bit, I wanted a little bit of a watercolor background behind my bird, and this ink isn't going to smear when I use my aqua brush. the VersaFine Clear doesn't smear all over. So yay, that was a good thing. So I'm just going to add a little bit of red to his head. And I did get my bird book out to double check because I was thinking there's got to be more color to this poor guy. But there isn't. He's, yeah. At least Donnie Woodpecker's around here. And then I can, it is a very small area. I can just move that red around a little bit up there. Not that you're going to be able to tell because it's so little. And what else did I do on him? I did, I did add a little bit of shading. I just used some brown. I keep forgetting I got to hold that paper. Just to give his breast down here a little bit of color, because even though it's white, I mean, they're pretty white. There's not really a doubt about that. Yeah, so if you're looking for the Bella and Friends video, that will come, I don't know, a couple weeks. I have 3 birthday cards I need to make for July. And I might be able to use the Bella and Friends, I don't know, maybe. I'd rather use that and make like a children's card or something because they're a little bit more animated. And then I used the black and added a little bit of dark to his beak. Added a little bit more in the wings just to give it some more color. His tail's black. And his little talons are black. Told you, boring. He's a boring color bird. But in this set, there's also a swan. And so I might use that for one of my birthday cards for July. So we'll probably be pulling this set back out. Just blend my watercolor pencils in a little bit. Now my one that I was playing with colors, I did color this little circle down here in blue. But then when I added my background, it kind of all mushied together. And so I think I'll change that. And this stamp set I only bought because I saw a card that was made by Lavon at Inbox Whimsy, and I loved her card. So I had to, where's that gray? Gray. So I had to get this set. Even this blends in around his legs and stuff so much, his little feet, you can't even hardly tell. So this can be done rather quickly. Yeah, so even if you're looking for the A to Z, this is something you might be able to do with another stamp set. You know, it doesn't have to be a woodpecker and a Father's Day card. You can do whatever you want. Went down just a little further on that than I meant to. Okay, so now I need to figure out what color I can put behind in that circle. Maybe I could just use that brown again, huh? Instead of introducing too many more colors. That's the thing. I don't like starting to get into pretty much a rainbow because I've used every color in the box. Just scribble some color in here. move that around a little bit. Okay, then clean this one out. I have another aqua pen here with a larger brush end. Not too much bigger. I thought I had one with a big brush on the end. I know I do, I just don't know where it is. So I guess we have to go with what I have. Oh wait, isn't it? Yep, that's it. That's it. Alright. So let's just add some water to the background. Ooh, there's a little reddish in that. Didn't clean that very good, did I? I don't really like how that's working. Go back to my little one because I want to be able to get closer to my woodpecker. And I have to turn this sideways so I can see. Or upside down, I guess. There we go. I want to be able to see the edge of the bird stamp because your watercolor paint is only going to go where you have water. So I'm going to try to get it as close as I can to the woodpecker, but not go into the other painted areas. And then, where's my little moon glow here? Let's see. Let's hope this color is going to work the way I wanted it to. Kind of a pretty paint because it has sort of like a purpley, black, gray, all kinds of colors mixed in it. You guys do anything special for Father's Day? I'm going to, we don't usually do, gift stuff for each other. Something, for Mother's Day, hubby got me some hanging pots for the porch, which was exactly what I wanted. So, I'm happy with that. And then I don't know that there's anything specific that he wants. No, dads and husbands are usually, I don't want anything. So I always try to make a nice meal. So I got salmon to cook on the grill tomorrow. And thought I'd make him some shrimp to go with that. He does like seafood. And I made his favorite peanut butter pie this morning. Chocolate and peanut butter is all-time favorite. Ooh, there's some water. Wasn't coming out at all. Now I got Lake Erie here. This isn't even looking like any color on the screen. Jeez, there is color here. Trust me, there is some color. I'll darken it up a little bit, but birds are outside. They're probably screaming, "Oh my goodness, woodpecker, you should see what she's doing in there." I do see one little spot in that circle that I got my moon glow in. Yeah, got it out. See? There's color in the background. Poor bird just doesn't have any color to him at all. He's all, he needs some chicken soup. Get some color back in them cheeks. Alright, so let's give this a quick dry because I won't be able to use the font stamp on here as long as it's wet because then it will smear all over. Put these aside. See, it didn't even take that long to do that little bit of watercolor. And these pencils that I used are Royal watercolor pencils. I don't even know where I got them. Sorry, can't tell ya. No, but they work nice. I like them. Oh, come here, little heat gun. All right, plug your ears for a minute while we dry this little baby off. Let me see if I can try to mute it and then remember to unmute it. That's my problem. And can you hear me now? I think so. Okay, so here's a little trick that I'll share with you too. Since we've put water on here, and watercolor paper is meant to take that water, but sometimes it still warps a little bit. And what I'm going to do is put this through my die cut machine, my embossing and cutting machine. I'm not going to die cut anything. But before I do, I'm going to layer it inside a piece of just clean white copy paper, because oftentimes there's residue on your plates of your emboss machine, and I don't want to get any color in this that I don't mean to be on there. So let me grab a piece of clean copy paper. We'll just fold this in half. Lay our woodpecker inside. And I have my die cutting plates on here, but I'm not going to use any dies. And I'll layer that folded paper between the plates. Out of the way. And that's helped to flatten it out a little bit. If you have the time and you don't need it until tomorrow, you can always, layer this inside a heavy book or under a couple books or whatever. But running it through your big shot in between your cutting plates without any dies helps to smooth it out quite a bit. Okay, then I did have that little woodpecker description set up on here. Oh, sorry. Forgot about that. And again, see, yes, because I did cut this down a little bit. And now I'm a little, I don't know if I'm going to like the red on there. So I guess it'll be okay. I'm also thinking I stamped husband and I die cut this out with just let's say that, just stitched rectangles to layer on a piece of that cherry cobbler mat, but I think it's going to cover up too much of the bird. So, let's see about that. And the reason I'm doing this in the Stamparatus is because it is on watercolor paper. And with that texture in the paper, sometimes you need to stamp it twice. Although this came out okay. Slide it out so I don't clonk the camera again. And then, see, I was going to put husband over here on the red, but boy, I'm going to cover up all my bird. Where are my rectangles? Can I cut that any smaller? I don't think there is anything smaller. Unless I just cut it on the trimmer and make it much narrower. I could stamp it right on here, but I wanted him to have a bit of a background. I'm considering a different color now because of this brown looks too orangish, and I'm thinking the cherry cobbler is too red, even though I wanted to accent the little bit of red on the top of the bird's head. Might have to change. That might have to change. As I sit here thinking of other colors. Oh, and I forgot I was going to grab out my little Father's Day message. set. And I don't want to not put anything there now because I justified that stamp to the right so that I had room to put my greeting on the front, and now it'll be empty. It looks empty. That'll be better. Now I just have to decide my colors. This almost needs, now instead of black, well, I like it on the black. So let's just adjust the matte color. Maybe it'll be fine. I don't know about that. You know what? We do have the new colors from Stampin' Up, and there's that. Well, there are two actually. What about this one? Oh, that's kind of pretty. Well, once you know it, because that's the last sheet of that I have. That's okay. I do have it on my list to get those papers. I had a feeling, this is copper clay. I had a feeling that was going to be a fave. So, I measured my watercolor paper out to 3 3/4 by 5. So I want this to be 4 by 5 1/4. And that will give us a nice little mat. And then I need a small piece to go around, on behind. Where'd my little husband thing go? Where'd it go? Ah! No, come back. Do I lose something every single time? I think I do. Because I only want this to be big enough to go right behind that word. Oh my goodness. How does it happen? How does this happen? Well, it's not with a cherry cobbler. Oh, it's stuck to the cellophane from the paper. Good grief. I'm telling ya. Alright, I think my best bet is to put this on the copper clay. Oh, you can't see. All I did was glue that onto the upper corner of the copper clay piece so that I can trim around this now with a very, let's not waste all that paper, good grief. Very tiny mat. And this way it won't take up all the room in front of my stamped image. Yay! Let's see how this is going to look now. That looks pretty on the black. I like that copper clay. What do you think? Good? Good. I'm going to use double-sided tape on the watercolor paper. because again, I want it to lay flat, and we have a little bit of rippling in there. Hope everybody can hear me. I'm trying to talk loud enough that I can be nice and clear. So let's just put some tear tape on the back of this. So nothing exciting has been happening around here. That's probably a good thing, because exciting here usually isn't good. It's usually, and I can't measure this at all because I can't really see what I'm doing over there. If you all have never tried to do a video, you should give it a go sometime. There are more challenges in this than adding a new program at your job. I was thinking about that today. When I retired, it was because the stress was just enough. Enough was enough. And I was thinking, now the only stress I have is trying to get a video done once a week. And sometimes that's just as bad. Oh, I don't know. I've gotten a lot done this week. I did get all of the cards designed, and almost everything's cut out for the card class. And I think I told you guys the 24th. That's not true. And I'll double check on the phone. If you are local, or for those ladies who watch that do come to our card class, I'm pretty sure I said the wrong date last time. I think we originally had it scheduled for the 24th, but with everybody's busy summer schedules, that wasn't going to work. And I had the 24th imprinted in my brain, and then sometimes it's hard to unimprint that. Yeah, so I worked on their stuff. I got that under control. It's where I'm comfortable anyways. Any of the other little stuff I know I can have done in time. And then, what else did I get done? I got a couple of my challenges. Those are on my Instagram and on my Boho Stamper Facebook page. My color challenge, and oh no, I gotta finish the one color challenge, is black and teal. But a 50 stack challenge, I got that caught up before the next prompts are revealed on Monday. That's like a first for me. Because I'm usually scurrying around at the last minute thinking, I always know what I want to do for the prompts. And then I can't find like a focal point or something. And it just takes forever for me to get it together then. Oops. And then also, oh, where did I put those? I just had out some. These are cinnamon cider, but they're very close in color. That's going to be perfect. Perfect. Yep. And I had other colored pencils because I didn't know for sure if we were going to watercolor or just color pencil him. But then when there was such a little amount that needed colored, I figured we just watercolor with that. Put a couple of foam dimensionals on this. I guess right about there. I was trying to look at it in the camera because or on the computer, sometimes it just looks different that way. Oh, stick. Okay. All I have to do is add my Happy Father's Day message on the inside. I hope you like the card. If you're interested, again, that was a stamp set by Aall and Create. Actually, I'll take it out of the package. Sorry for the crinkling. So that it's easier to see. Number 687, Flock Together. Has a puffin, a crow, a woodpecker, and the swan. A couple little fishies. I like the swan. I like the crow too. I think this is actually going to be very cool for Halloween. So that's it for me today, you guys. I hope everybody has a lovely week, and I will see you back here again hopefully within another week, because like I said, we have a lot of birthday cards I have to get done for July. Have fun, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.